Published 4:52 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 15th of July 2018. Updated 4:53 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 15th of July 2018. The Gurkhas are set to open up their ranks to women for the first time. The group, who have served in the British Army for more than 200 years, will allow female soldiers to join from next year, but they will have to pass the same grueling selection test the men do. Those hoping to win a place in the regiment, seen as a golden ticket for many in Nepal, will have to pass a doko race, which involves carrying a 4-stone bag of sand for 3 miles up a hill in less than 48 minutes. Teenage Nepali boys await the start of a recruitment test for the Gurkha regiment called the doko race. A young Nepali boy carries a 55-pound bag and races up a hill. Hopefuls who are selected to become Gurkhas then head to British shores to take up a 10-week course in Catterick, North Yorkshire. The village could be welcoming women from spring 2020, as well as extensive fitness training. Those that make it have English language and culture lessons on top of learning infantry skills. A scheme was piloted by the Ministry of Defence in 2007, when around 50 Nepalese women took part in fitness tests, but ultimately the brigade remained closed. Gurkhas begin on a starting salary of £18,000 and a pension, plus the right to settle in the UK, a huge wage by Nepali standards. Currently 3,000 Gurkhas serve in the British Army, and about 250 are recruited a year from Pokhara, central Nepal, but Army officers have drawn up plans to add another 800 troops to the force. According to the Sunday Times, Defence Secretary Gavin Williamson said, "The Gurkhas are renowned as one of the best fighting forces in the world with a proud history of serving Her Majesty, and it is right that women have the opportunity to serve in this elite group." Gurkha recruits pass out as they complete their military training at Hellas Barracks at the Infantry Training Centre on November 16, 2017 in Catterick, England. Becoming a Gurkha is a great source of pride to Nepalese families, but first young recruits have to tackle a grueling fitness test, called the doko. Young Nepali men, and from next year women, aged 17 to 21 will need to have their standard school leaving certificate and proof they are a Nepalese citizen before applying. Height is also important. They must be at least 5 feet 2 inches. Dental hygiene is also important, as recruits cannot have more than 4 fillings, gaps or false teeth. All previous injuries are carefully scrutinized before the fitness tests take place. Historically, applicants have even been rejected due having had laser eye surgery. As for the fitness, wannabe Gurkhas need to be able to run 800 meters in 2 minutes and 45 seconds and be able to do 12 pull-ups and 70 sit-ups. Their language skills is also important, and they will need to face an interview that is half in English. Then comes the final doko race, where recruits carry 4 stone of sand up a 3-mile hill in less than 48 minutes. Better to die than be a coward, is the motto of the fearsome Nepalese Gurkha soldiers. They were first recruited by Britain in 1815 to ensure that they did not fight for Nepal, with which the British East India Company was then at war. A hasty peace deal had just been signed after the company suffered heavy casualties during the invasion of Nepal. This allowed it to recruit from the ranks of the former enemy. When the East India Company's forces mutinied in 1857, the loyalty of the Gurkhas made them central to British rule. They policed India's northern hills with their tactical skills and were expected to continue serving for India when the country secured its independence in 1947. It made religious sense because Nepal was officially Hindu and would also have allowed Nepalis to easily return home on leave. However, following the partition of India, an agreement between Nepal, India and Britain meant 4 Gurkha regiments from the Indian Army were transferred to the British Army, eventually becoming the Gurkha Brigade. The name Gurkha comes from the hill town of Gorkha, from which the Nepalese kingdom had expanded. The brigade has always been dominated by 4 ethnic groups: the Gurungs and Magars from central Nepal, the Rais from the northeast and Limbus from the east. The latter live in villages of impoverished hill farmers. More than 200,000 Gurkha soldiers went on to serve in the British Army in the 2 World Wars, with 43,000 losing their lives. Over the past 50 years they have served in Malaysia and Borneo, from 1948 to 1967, Cyprus, the Falklands, Kosovo and Hong Kong. More recently, Gurkhas have served in Iraq and Afghanistan, including serving with Prince Harry, who worked as a forward air controller with the Royal Gurkha Rifles in 2007-8.